Alright, it's day number 60 of my talking in front of the camera, trying to enhance my ability to speak English and just improve my colloquial English. And today I have a topic to talk about, and it will be about roads and transportation. So let's get started. Let's talk about roads and traffic in your area. Are the roads and streets in the area where you live busy? I could say not really, because previously when I lived in Ukraine, it was way busier than nowadays. And today I have a road in front of my apartment, and there are constantly some cars. I can't say that it annoys me, like there are no problem, because during the night there are no cars and I can sleep properly, so it isn't really busy as in huge towns. So I could say that kind of 50-50, you know. Alright, how do people usually cross the roads in the city where you live? Alright, usually we have it's pedestrian crossing. I don't know. I wrote out this word because I didn't know. I'm gonna learn it. Like specific place when, according the rules, you can cross the street. It's kind of pedestrian crossing. So, but usually when there are no cars and you're in a rush, you can just cross the road in any place you wish. So it depends on situation, but usually, of course, people use pedestrian crossing. Yeah, that's pretty hard word, to be honest. All right. What is the condition in the roads in your city like? If I'm talking currently about my city, I guess it's pretty calm, because of course constantly there are some cars that are going in both sides, but I can say that I'm the person who hate it. Usually in huge cities, for example, when I arrive to Warsaw to visit my orthodontist, I face much more busier cities, and city like Warsaw. Constantly there are happen something. There are a lot of different noise, and the condition is much more harder than in my current town. So I can say that it's pretty calm, and yeah. So do you think the roads in your city need improvements? Not really. I'm not nowadays. I'm not the person who's driving the car, unfortunately. But yeah. But by the way, I guess that generally in Belgium the roads, they're pretty narrow, and they must be a bit wider. Because sometimes when there are two cars, it's really hard to keep distance between you. It's pretty close when uh you're going, like, how does it called, near to each other like this. So it's the only thing that I hate here is pretty narrow roads. But generally, if you are talking about quality, that's pretty good, to be honest. And yeah, the roads really not bad. For example, in Ukraine, the condition of roads way more worse than here. So yeah, I don't have anything to complain here. If you are talking about roads. Alright, in public transportation, is public transportation common in your city? It's kind of, if we are talking about buses, right? Yeah, because transportation also the first thing in my mind is transportation. When you're going from one thing to another one, and it's transportation. But it's public transportation, so alright, I got. To be honest, not really. For example, when I lived in Ukrainian, it's people really more. They really need more this transportation. So when, for example, the kids going to the school, yeah, it's necessary for them to use transportation public, but generally it isn't really ubiquitous here. Usually people has their own cars, and as a result there are no any problems to go whatever they need, because in small towns there are pretty rarely goes buses, and that's inconvenient, to be honest. So if you wanna live convenient in Belgium, you definitely need to have your own car. Alright, let's move next. Describe the road or street you know that is particularly busy. You should say where this road or street is, when you usually go there, what it's like, traffic, noise, people, and explain why it's so busy or well known. Alright, I'm going to talk about Warsaw, because it's probably the most noisiest place that I visited, because especially in the center of the city, when I like to do skate with my friends, there are a lot of noise, because I want to use for serenade. So yeah, there are constantly a lot of serenade because of police, because of ambulance. Like constantly something happens. Constantly a lot of cars with with really loudly car. Loud car. Fuck, I need to check one more word. Outbursts.
Loud outburst.
Outburst. Now, let me check. Is it? Alright, I'm not sure. So, when the car start driving, it sounds really loudly, and there are a lot of different noise. So there are nothing special. I mean, it's just a busy city with different events, with different peoples, and with really busy roads. So I don't know what I can say else about it. Just noise places, nothing else. And it isn't really, it's kind of well known only because it's central of the city, and or it's the center of the city, not central. Alright, so let's go next, because I have no idea what to tell about more if we are talking about road, about specific road. So it's noise place. There are a lot of different traffic, noise, and that's all. And of course there are a lot of people who constantly want to cross the road, and they have to wait because it's city, and traffic lights, and there are a lot of traffic lights. Oh my god, I don't know a lot of vocabulary concerning words for real, and especially concerning cars. I remember, by the way, recently I wanted to learn some vocabulary concerning cars, but I didn't make it. Alright, so let's talk more about urban planning, traffic, and transportation safety. Alright, what are the main cause of traffic congestion in cities? What's the traffic congestion, bro? It's just kind of just traffic. I guess because of light traffics, right? first of all, it's a center of the city, and a lot of people need to go somewhere. But at the same time, there are a lot of cars. You can't drive really fast, and there are a lot of people who want to cross the road because it's a popular place. So as a result, there are a lot of light traffics, and they're constantly changing from red to green, and usually it takes time, and a lot of because of this, a lot of cars stops, and it creates like traffic congestion, you know, and that's the only reason, I guess, because of huge quantity of cars and nothing else. And also because it isn't something like highways, so it's just roads, and you can't go fast. You have to wait. Yeah, it is. Alright, how can governments improve road safety in crowded areas? I don't really know. Like, it's a good question because probably they are able to come up with some idea. Because, for example, in Warsaw, when you need to go from one street to neighbor one, you need to spend about 10 minutes because constantly a lot of traffic lights, and it takes a lot of time to wait until you get the green color to be able to cross the road. So I just know it's hard to walk there nowadays, and if they are going to improve it somehow, to make more roads, or I don't know how they can improve it, it will take more time for common people who are walking there to wait to cross the road. So to be honest, I don't really know, and I have no idea how it can be improved. Yeah. So do you think building more roads is a good way to solve traffic problems? As I mentioned, in my mind, yes, it's probably kinda able to solve it. However, on the other hand, there are people, and for people, it isn't really good. So I'm not sure, to be honest, because anyways, there are a lot of cars, and it's when you have more roads, it creates more problems, more requirements to uh, cope with those cars. So I don't know. I'm not the person who has some insight into this, and I don't really know. Alright, how can people be encouraged to use public transport instead of private cars? I guess if it's readily accessible, if it's readily accessible, and I don't know, if it doesn't cost a lot. For example, in Warsaw, it's really convenient because constantly, no matter what time you are leaving your home, anyway, it wouldn't take a lot of time to wait for the bus, for the train, and it's really convenient. But anyway, still a lot of people use their private cars. I guess we should talk about cycling, because if the people are going to use bicycles, it will be really easier to solve the problem with huge traffic on the roads, and I don't know, just anyway, a lot of people are using public transport, and I don't know, it's just because it's a capital of the Poland, and it's okay that there are huge crowd of people, and they're using private cars, they're using public transport, they're just walking, they're using their bicycles. So I don't know how the people can be encouraged, to be honest. And I don't know how do those questions generally solves, because when there are a huge, oh, by the way, I learned one word, I forgot it. Alright, when there are a huge crowd of people, I don't know how to work with that and how to control it, you know. So I don't know. All right, question number 5 is the future. How do you think in the future? How do you think transportation in cities will change? Mm, I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about cars that will be flight, because I'm not sure about it. But I guess I have no idea for real. Like, people are using everything that is accessed for them, and what can happen else? I mean, they're using trains, they're using buses, they're using cars, they're walking, they are even using um, bicycles. So what can be changed for real? Probably cars that are able to fly for real is the only thing that will solve somehow it, and will change it. But generally, from day to day, people have to go to move from one place to another one, and they're using the most convenient way, and in their cases. So I don't know. I don't think that in the soon future it will be changed somehow, to be honest. All right, that's all for today. I don't know those questions. Pretty hard, to be honest. I have some vocabulary to work with. For example, pedestrian crossing. I'm not sure that I'm saying it right. Also, traffic lights and bro. All right, that's all for today. And thanks if someone watched it, and see you next time.